is, doesn't sound like a long one, but it's actually really really exciting. Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah. And then after that, I think they're going to open up for insane crazy run.
All right. So first we do a bit of racing,
yes,
and then we're going to have a go at it as fast as you can.
That's right. So I think that's a 3-lap. That's how we used to do it in the old days.
Yeah.
Oh, so we're live?
So we're live on YouTube as well. So welcome
Hello,
from YouTube.
Yes. If you didn't know, we had some technical issues, so we're now on Facebook and YouTube.
And YouTube, we're back live.
Yeah. Okay, so there you go. So there's the car I'm preparing for Velodrome. This is only next week. Make sure you go onto the event page just to let us know if you're coming along, and the organisers can work it out as well. And bring a car, bring any car. Don't just turn up and have a look, although that's going to be interesting.
Everyone looking, no one racing.
That's
so
right.
Definitely we need quite a few cars, perhaps.
Yes.
So you can have this one. And
so I noticed that Tony P put up a picture of his car. So he's got a car ready. We've got 2 cars here. There's probably going to be another car. There's a Mini.
There is a Mini.
And there will hopefully other Minis as well.
The Mini will be really good.
Minis look
so
fantastic.
We're definitely going to have an X-Max trying to go around.
Yes.
Very different type of car. Not quite suited for this type of application, but I'm sure we'll make it work.
I will make it work.
We'll go fast enough.
Yep.
And then we have our GT, which is now ready. Been working for the last week or so. We actually took it to Temple Store last week, which is a very nice test drive, actually.
Yep.
Really impressive.
They look really good.
They do look really good.
Yeah.
Very realistic. So
you hear the steel gears on that.
Actually, we should put this inside camera so we can show the gearing on this one. This way here.
There we go.
There we go.
All right, so you'll see here, I've got the pinion gear on the motor, and then it's actually got exactly the same gear, which is in the center drive, just underneath this cover. So that makes a 1-to-1 gear ratio. So it's really only running on the overall gear ratio of the differential, which is incredibly, stupidly fast.
Yeah.
So
definitely.
I've got different diff oils in the front and rear. So I tend to like making the front end transmission slower reacting, so with heavier oils, and it's got softer oils in the rear end.
Cool.
Yeah.
So should be good.
Yep.
Looking forward to this one. So let's put this away. We'll bring back the GT. How about this GT?
Yep. So
it is. So some of you may have seen quite a few photos of this coming through the Hearns Racing page in the last week or so.
This is the first time we've shown the body, though, isn't it?
I think so, yes.
Yeah, apart from at the track.
We have a few of you may have seen this at Temple Store last week, but this is the first time we showed this body. That's a phenomenal job. This is the BITTYDESIGN body. I think we showed it briefly last week when it was still clear from memory, brand new, but that's definitely makes it as an impressive car.
It's really, well molded. I mean, it's got all these ridges here. I mean, it's super stiff. Mega stiff.
Very stiff.
And this is particularly where you want it stiff because you're going to get a lot of wind coming up here. You don't want it flexing around too much.
That's right.
Really stiff wing. No front end.
And this one is set up in a way that even if it deflects, it's going to sit on the shock tower.
Yep.
So it's not going to deflect too much, because if it does deflect too much and the front lid opens up, then the car is going to fly off. Really.
Yes.
And it's going to be
which is going to be spectacular.
Very much so.
Yeah.
Not so spectacular, perhaps.
Oh, maybe not for the driver.
Not for the driver, not for the car itself, but it can be definitely spectacular. So let's remove the body and see what it looks like inside. So this one is built to race on a racetrack. So it's not definitely yet built for speed. Even though we're going to make it go faster than normally should be. So we're going to probably put a 6S battery rather than a 4S.
Yes.
So we have the Dash 220 ampere speed controller. That can take up to 6S. And a big 2650 kV motor. So that's huge. It'll be quite a lot of power and torque going through the motor. Currently on a 4S battery, but we're going to attach an extra 2S to get extra voltage. Again, here we have some belted tires, not as strong as the one you have on yours. These are more for kind of rubber kind of racetrack, really. So there are 45 short, so we may be able to get some 50s, and that should be sufficient to get to the speed we're going to get on this one, which is probably not going to be much over 110 km an hour, I'm guessing, at this point.
I think with 6 cells, it should be able to go faster than that.
Faster than that?
Yeah, we'll go for faster than that.
We go faster than that.
Yeah. So we think positive.
We think positive.
Yes.
Very good. So let's see how fast we can go. But overall, this is a fantastic car. We took it to a proper racetrack and it was definitely interesting. There's lots of setup still we need to do. We've done some modifications already. but they will handle really well.
This will be good. It's got a lot of weight to it. It's going to be really stable.
Very much so. Lots of grip.
Yes.
It takes a few laps to get warm. If the tires are not warm, it's quite slippery.
Yep.
Once the tires are warm, you can actually put some power down.
Okay.
It's definitely impressive. We put 2 fans already, so with this one will definitely need some cooling.
Yep.
So 2 fans there, and there's one on the speed controller, obviously. So we'll be pretty good once it's all ready to go.
Yeah, it looks a lot more refined than mine.
Yes, definitely refined. But I guess if you need to change the gearing to a level of gearing that you have, I think we'll need a bit of Dremel.
Yes,
work.
yes. Well, I did a bit of Dremel work, so bits flying everywhere.
I don't think there'll be much Dremel work going forward on this one. should be good as is.
All right. Yes, it should be.
Cool. So this is the Hobbies 1.8 GT electric car that we're going to take to the velodrome.
Nice.
So there would be one of those.
Yep.
Very good. So let's see if anyone is going to tell us what car they're going to bring to the velodrome. Make sure you drop it in the comments.
Yes.
Meanwhile, someone was guessing the car as a Lamborghini.
Is it a Lambo?
It's not a Lambo.
It is not a Lambo.
It is not a Lambo.
No.
On YouTube, you also have a guess from Tony that it's a McLaren.
Oh, let me jump on YouTube. Let me tidy up. This was very last minute to get live today. So we are a little bit unorganized here. Let me jump on the... Here we go. That's definitely it's not Lamborghini, it's definitely a McLaren.
It is a McLaren. So which McLaren is it?
Which is it? I think, have we shown this before? Hopefully not.
I don't know. I can't remember. We could have.
That's my favorite, so I have to bring it back again.
Okay.
So
I'm not very good with McLarens.
So
for some reason, they all tend to look the same to me. But I mean, it's got particular lines that are quite different.
There are some lines, yeah.
Yeah.
There's a new one coming. This guy going to be very different. You have it from TECNOMODEL. Should arrive hopefully this year.
Right.
It's got a very different line. I
Wow.
don't remember the name, but I remember seeing that at the trade show last year in Germany.
Oh, okay.
Very different.
Yes.
Very different look. Almost concept car.
Right.
So very good. So let's put this away. And
I like it.
you like this one?
I
You're
like
keen?
it. I like it.
Very good. Very good. All right. So moving forward, we're going to talk about Hearns Workshop.
Yep.
So we've done a bit more work on some figures, and we started doing some painting as well.
We have. So how about we go us? So we've got a lot more figures in the pipeline. So we haven't quite got those ready for showing you yet, but I have done a new tutorial on how to paint. So I've been using the Scale 75 acrylic paints.
Yeah.
And then this is one of our earlier release figures. So this is a 24 scale figure of the girl walking. And I've just done a quick tutorial on how to do the flesh tones with the basic colors. So it might be an idea just to have a closer look on this camera over here.
There we go.
So that one there. So I guess that's focus.
Focus a bit. A bit closer, perhaps.
Right there.
There you go.
Okay, so this one I've just quickly concentrated on the face. So I did rough coating on the legs and the hands. And this was just primed with some GSI grey primer. And I've just used the various tones in the basic set, which is the white, the black, the red, the yellow, the blue, and the brown to get all these tones. So we've got the video coming out, I think in the next few days.
Yeah, next couple of days.
Look out for it. And it's a reasonably, I guess it's a long tutorial, but it's actually a quick system. So within the 40 minutes, you'll be able to quickly paint up a fairly detailed face with quite a lot of different tones. So it's gone into the eyes and lips as well. So I'll show you how to do all that. So it's a very, very good system. And we'll eventually be doing a lot more within the tutorial series until this figure is completely finished. Yeah.
So with the Scale 75, we done a tutorial last week to actually explain how to use the basic colors.
Yes.
To create any kind of shade effectively.
Yeah, that's right.
And then you went with the same technique to create all the colors you need for your skin tones.
Yeah, that's right. So the last live, I showed you quickly how to do the color wheel. And then we've also got a more detailed tutorial on YouTube as well for how to do the color wheel. And then this particular one will just take it to the next step. It's mixing your own colors, and it shows you how quickly it is just to get all those different tones and using the wet palette. Once you do all that, you'll be really proficient, and you'll be a lot more confident too, using different colors and mixing your own too.
Definitely. So this for Hearns Workshop. So for those that are new to this, obviously it's a manufacturing division that we started pretty much in June or July this year, August.
Yes, I think we
recently.
went live around about October. something like that.
Yep. And
Yes.
we are producing all different type of products, figures, but also detailing parts for model kits
Yes.
and diorama accessories and quite a few other things, really.
That's right. So I guess the next things coming out would be we've got a
Slot car set,
slot car set,
accessories,
yep,
like a car jack,
yep,
car batteries,
witches, hatches, tools,
tools and things like
yeah,
that.
and then also we've got the pilot seat for a P40
That's
Warhawk.
right. That's very nice.
Yes, and as I said earlier, a variety of figures. So
We've got the park benches. Do we have park benches and
yes,
things?
yes, the
Ready?
park benches we've shown before, and they're all ready to go.
Yes.
So there's Victorian style ones, and then more modern type, generic type ones there as well.
Definitely, and beans as well. That's perfectly
Yes.
suited for diorama type applications.
Yes, that's
So
right.
We're quite good
Yeah,
in that perspective. So very good. I
Yeah.
can see
so it's gone
here
really well.
that Tony has a really good guess on the car. Actually, I think we maybe.
Is it pretty good?
Yeah, I think it's very good guess.
There's no
So-
need for a question mark there. I
So
think
there's
you
no
hit it
need
on
for a
the head.
question mark. Absolutely. So that's a McLaren 720 S, which is true.
Yes.
So that's a very nice model. So well done, Tony. That was probably too easy today, was it?
So we've still got the color to pick.
You still had the color to pick.
Yep. So we'll come back with the color.
Absolutely. So
We've got another question for you guys also on YouTube.
Yes.
Keenan from Canada is curious where both of you are from,
Where we're from?
ooh,
Oh,
because he
let's see if you can guess that one too. that could be a good guess. So we will respond to this at the end, but let's
Yep.
see if there is a bit of guessing happening.
yeah, sure.
Some will know probably.
Yeah, then we'll give our brief histories, eh?
Yeah, we could
Yes.
do that. So I guess this is the time of the year where lots of new releases are kind of being announced
Yes.
and presented.
Yes.
And obviously, in the last week or so, we've seen Hornby, SCALEXTRIC, and Airfix. They're always normally the first one to actually present their new range. They're
That's right.
ready to go.
Yep.
And so what we're going to do today is to show you a quick rundown of Hornby and the SCALEXTRIC range. I'm still trying to find the right link because we have to switch computer meanwhile. So
Yep.
I'm going to pull out the SCALEXTRIC now.
So the Hornby group, their announcements are always very well sought after in the beginning of the year. They actually delayed this year's because there was issues with possibly not having enough bandwidth to cover everyone's interest. So they delayed it by about a week, and they announced it last week. We've got them all up now, or going up in collections on our website. So if you'd like to have a closer look, we'll just quickly go through. So we've got the Hornby one going up now.
So we've got Hornby one here.
Okay, so we've got the new releases up.
Definitely. So as usual, they have a range of rolling stock, buildings,
Yep.
and locomotives.
Yep.
A few interesting things here, as we were discussing before. Some of these villages, some of these precast, I think there will be precast
Yeah.
and fully weathered type.
Yeah, so there's a sort of
buildings
smaller types of scenery. So the war memorial is, which is quite interesting.
This one here, very, very nice.
Yep, and gravestones.
Definitely. And then as we move across, there's quite a few pieces of rolling stock.
Yes.
We see the Coca-Cola, which I think last year was part of the train set. I think
Yes.
this year it's been released as a traditional, as a standard Hornby.
Yep.
So different, the usual, 4-plank and 5-plank, 6-plank
The
type
P&O
wagons.
containers.
Containers. And then here we have the very classic Christmas wagon.
Yes.
Everyone is always looking forward to.
Yes.
So 2021.
Yep.
And then there is the classic Hornby 2021 wagon that's been going for many years, very collectible.
Yes.
And then there is a Father's Day wagon. I'm not really sure if this one is a thing that comes every year, really, but
Yeah, it's new to me.
definitely nice to see this one being presented.
Yep.
Got the Beatles wagon. Actually, two of them. There's a few. I think these were also part of the train set last year. There was a Beatles train set. One more Coca-Cola. Happy birthday wagon. That's really nice. That's
Yes.
different.
Yes.
And here you go. There's quite a few. There's some tankers.
Some of those are really cheerful, aren't they? Those
Very
designs.
interesting. Yeah, absolutely. And so if you go through the different pages here, we've got quite a lot of different pieces. Here we go. More rolling stock.
Yep.
So you get some.
Yeah, everyone loves a rolling stock.
This is very interesting. The Scottish craft.
Yeah, I like the the thatch roof on that.
Definitely. So we quite nice when it's all weathered and finished. So they've been cast resin.
Yep.
Some passenger coaches here.
Yep.
Scroll through. We'll put a link in the comments anyway, so you can take your time to go through all of those. So mind you that this will come throughout the 2021.
Yep.
We're still actually receiving now some of the 2020.
Yes. Yeah, they're slowly filtering through,
It's
aren't
still
they?
filtering through. So today we should be receiving some Hornby, some Airfix 2020 releases. There we go. Anyway, so there's quite a lot. So let us know in the comment if there is anything that you're looking forward to, and we can actually present it perhaps next week and have a more in-depth conversation.
Yeah.
Let's jump onto the SCALEXTRIC side. SCALEXTRIC is always very exciting.
Coming in.
Very, very nice cars. So obviously there is Batmobile 1966 TV series show.
Yeah, that's a classic shape.
That's
that one.
a must-have.
Yeah.
And the next one is the Knight Rider kit.
Yes.
That is another very interesting one. So two one to look forward to.
Yep.
Scrolling through, lots of Esprit S2. That'll be a good one to see.
Yeah, a lot of Lotuses. Yeah, so there'll be, as you scroll down, you see the James Bond one there as well.
Yeah, let's see. We get to the different. What do we have here? Let's get to the James Bond one. It's got a Volkswagen van combi in gold colors. There's a 6-wheeler that will be really good, actually.
Yep. Oh, there's
I
I like that. Yeah, I like that.
What's the story with this one?
Well, it's a funky freewheel English car.
Yes.
Which it's only got 3 wheels, so it didn't need to have a full car registration
license and
yeah,
registration.
so you just drive it around and
crush it.
That's right. Because if you turn really quick with it, it falls on its side.
Over.
Yes.
And there is an Aston Martin BD5.
Yep.
White and gold. And here is the James Bond in the middle of the page, the James Bond Aston Martin V8. So that'll be really a sort of release.
You see the James Bond white Lotus Esprit down there as well. That's the one that turns into a submarine.
That's it.
Yeah, but it's not in submarine form.
So look at James Bond. There's a few James Bonders here.
Yep.
A few Lotuses. Yeah. Let's see what's in the next page.
That English police car before looked pretty
Yes, they're very good. So the BMW. Let's see if it's loading up. Here we go.
Oh, that's the way they should look. The Valiant's all beaten up.
That's how they look after a little bit.
Yes, that's right.
So here it is. That's your Hornby and SCALEXTRIC range.
Yes.
Airfix is also up in the website, and we'll be presenting it one next week.
Yep.
So it'll be really good. So very good. Let's see if there is any more guesses here.
There's quite a lot on YouTube.
Oh dear.
Oh dear. Oh.
Oh dear. Here we go. Okay, we need to go back a bit. Okay, so
we're doing the guessing.
Here's the guessing. The guessing on our nationalities has started. Okay, so there's a lot here.
And there's also a question later on there for you too.
Yes.
Me, yeah. I think Tony knows it all. BJ Aussie born. Yes, I think we have that one right.
Yeah, that's true.
Very much so.
Yes.
And I'm Italian, absolutely. Okay, what else is happening here? Yeah, looks like there's a bit of consensus on that. So Jazz is asking when the 170, sorry, it's actually quite small here. 172nd Heli Hint Mel 24 is coming back again.
It's really hard to say because the easy model has been really hard to get for the last year and a half. So not too sure what the issue is. We used to have it all the time.
Yes,
definitely. Whole lot of different kinds. They used to arrive regularly. And then I'd say about a year ago, it basically slowed down. So it got to the point where I only got bits and pieces. And
now absolutely nothing really. There's only 4 or 5 kits.
Yeah.
We used to have space for about 100 or so kits at any given time. And now it's virtually nothing left. So
so not too sure what's happening. I believe they're still manufacturing. I just don't know when they're going to be shipping around completely.
Yeah. So hopefully we can source them again. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with that.
Yep.
I think we cover most comments, so we clear our backgrounds.
Yep.
So definitely people have seen my Giacomo buggy with Italian flag, so that gives it away a little bit.
Yes.
So
and my Aussie accent is apparently pretty authentic.
It is.
Yep.
Very good. Excellent. So moving forward, should we show that big Gundam?
Why not?
That's going to be a really good one.
All right. So let's give you a closer look at this. So this is actually a customized MG-EX of the Unicorn. So this is the EX versions of the Master Grade, which has got the superlative joints and also the very special LED lighting system. Now let me see if I can get this lighting system up because that's quite impressive. Let me see if I can get near.
Probably hard to see through the camera.
Might be hard, but
it's too much light against it. Oh, you can see there's a bit of green. Let's see if we jump on the side camera.
So yeah, I'll give it a bit of time. All right, so you see that that's all lit up in its red form now.
That's super nice. And this one changes color, doesn't it?
I think it may. So there's different modes. I'll just push the button and see what we get this time around.
Okay, we have nothing. Oh, that's green now.
Oh, there we go. Okay, so it'll cycle through the different colors, so you can just see how great it is. Now, this is normally mainly this front bit here.
Right.
Now, all these boosters at the back and the extra guns, they actually come from a different Master Grade full armor kit. So this was built by Vince, who is known as Mold Customs. He's done a really good job. So he used a lot of airbrush work, and it's all finished up in lacquer paints.
It's really well detailed and color. Let me see. It looks a bit dark in here. Let me see.
Yeah, maybe we'll just turn up the. There we go.
All right, guys. Sorry about that. There we go. That's a lot better now.
Okay, and so you'll see the beam swords as well, and graduated with airbrushed fluoro pink. So they really pop. The kit itself is really intricate. There's a lot of bits. We've done an open box. I think the open box is on YouTube at the moment. If you want to have a closer look inside. It's really very, very impressive. So for 2020, this is one of the most anticipated kits.
Definitely.
And we're lucky to have quite a few of them in stock at the moment. If you're looking for something really tough to build, tough in terms of lots of bits, this is a go. So if you want to take it to the next level, you can paint it like this one, or they still look really good if you don't paint them. They go together with different color separation. And the biggest difference with the LEDs in this particular one is it's actually molded on flexible film, which is like a mylar, because the earlier ones were all wired, and as you change the poses, they used to break the connections and you lose the LEDs. So this one's all in big sheet form, connects up together. So the battery is built in here, so it's in the base, just where the button controller is, and a little switch. And this also comes with the cage, which goes around it, which is for the maintenance of the suit, where all your tech guys walk around. And we got that in the cabinet, actually, so I haven't brought it over this time. But very impressive. Vince has done an excellent job in his conversion and also his painting. And if you ever get a chance to come into the shop, it's on display in the cabinet.
Definitely.
Yeah. So, yeah. So we just got the big box up here. So just to give you an idea again. That's the size of the box that comes in. And that's the thickness of the box. So there's lots of bits in there. And as you saw it, so with it all lit up, that's in just lost it. What do they call that mode again? Destroy mode. And you can also have it in unicorn mode, which is all closed up.
Right.
So it transforms.
Oh.
So yeah. Very cool.
You guys also have a question from Keenan from Canada again.
Yes.
They're asking, what exactly is a Gundam?
What is a Gundam?
Oh, very good question.
A Gundam. I'm not a real Gundam aficionado, but Gundam is a series been running in Japan for a very, very long time. I think it goes back to the late 70s, maybe. And it's got to do with, I think it's the human race has moved off Earth. And then they're coming back to Earth, and there's actually two different factions, and they battle it out, and they do battle with these big, massive suits. And these particular suits, I mean, it's not the newest idea. It's been expanded on through a lot of different sort of stories up to now. So idea is you get superpower out of these suits, and there's many different series as well. So each year there's a new series, and they have new suits, and they have different weaponry. Some are more concentrated on humanoid style, martial arts style fighting, and other ones use a lot more. And and use a lot of
superhuman.
That's right.
Organic, actually.
Yes.
Organic type of creatures, I suppose.
So if you can imagine that suit is meant to be at 1 to 100 scale. So the figurine that's sitting inside it is only like this big.
It's tiny, yeah.
And that's normally mounted around here on the suit. So they're gigantic. And if you really want to know a bit more, then I mean, it's huge in Japan. They've actually got a couple of life-size ones which they've built, and there's one robotic one which I think they've mounted in Yokohama. So you'll see some YouTube videos, and they'll give you an idea of how big the real thing is meant to be.
Gigantic.
Yeah.
Huge.
Yeah.
Huge.
And if I may add for you guys, I believe
Yes.
the very first series of Gundam was actually about it being a rescue vehicle. It was a
Right.
rescue mechabot.
Right. Okay.
It wasn't until later where they began doing actual battles and such
Right. Okay.
to follow the trend.
Right.
Definitely.
Oh, that
That's
makes
interesting.
sense.
That is
Your ambulance bot turns into a fighter bot.
definitely.
So,
Very
yeah.
good. Very good. All right. So what else do we have? We received a couple of other things. That's very interesting.
Yeah, so if we're looking at science fiction, then we've got this thing. It's got a funny looking creature. I don't know who actually designed this, but I'm assuming it's a type of anime which has been converted into 3 dimensions.
Yeah.
So that's a Megatro Wigo,
Yes.
and it's got a rider that sits inside, which is about the same size as it. Don't know if you can get a better idea for the side here. I might get on the side camera here.
There we go.
All right, so that probably over, where am I going? Over here.
Yeah.
Probably gives you a better idea. So it comes with a figurine that stands inside. So it's got a boy figurine. So it's got the opening panels that open up like so.
Yeah.
And this particular version has got the extra fighting type arm additives. So you can just see them here in yellow.
Should be
Big
carrots.
gloves. Yeah, carrots also.
Yeah.
Really great kits to build. I mean, we had a lot of fun with these. So Warwick and myself, we built these. We had
Yes.
these at Model Expo a couple of years ago. Did pretty well with them, actually. So my particular version was a version of the Ghibli animation of My Neighbor Totoro. And Warwick's was Do You Have Spares? Which had one of these sitting down or broken down, and the kid outside looking for some spare parts.
Yeah.
But they're a good scale, 1/20th scale, so it's the same scale as the
Roughly this
yeah,
size.
so figures about
Okay.
this, and then
Yeah.
the overall figures like that.
Yeah.
So same scale as the Mac and the Machining Krieger type suits.
So it's, yeah,
So if you wanted to, you can quite easily mash them together and make a diorama out of them.
very interesting.
Made by Hasegawa, really good kits. So
So
really
Hasegawa has lots of these kind of different kits, really.
yeah, so they've really found a niche now.
Definitely.
Yeah, because Hasegawa used to be much more famous making scale aircraft.
Yes,
So you do
that's
really
right.
fine detailed aircraft. And then that market sort of shrank a bit, and they've concentrated more on the Japanese cultured anime, and they've incorporated that in some of their older kits,
There's some
which
really
is really
interesting.
good.
They have
Really
a tractor as well.
Yes.
The tractor and CNC machines and things like that, which are
Yes.
very unusual for plastic kits, but
Yes.
definitely they are very unique, and they're made pretty much, I think, only by Hasegawa, really.
Yes, that's right.
Very interesting range. So
Yeah.
Tony is asking if the Gundam PG Unleash RX 7782
Yes.
is due soon.
It is due soon. Don't know exactly when. So they just went on sale in Japan over Christmas.
Yeah.
So it does take a little bit longer before they get to us.
Yes.
We anticipated a lot, and we actually sold all of our
First
pre-ordered
batch, really. Yeah.
stock. So it's amazing how many people are looking forward to that particular kit. So if you're not familiar with that particular Gundam, that's one of the original Gundams, which a lot of their fans call the Grandpa Gundam. So
Definitely.
it sort of started it all off. It's a classic white, blue, and red suit.
Traditional.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So I've got a couple other kits here that I thought were quite interesting.
This is nice.
This one here, which is a tool
Tools.
set. Yep, by Mini Art. Well, tools are something that a lot of people see as an afterthought to a diorama. And in the past, when you want to do them, there wasn't much choice around. But Mini Art have done a really good set here. You see the collection right there. It's a bit hard to tell with these. I mean, I'll show you the inside, but they're all packaged in a
It's
bag.
hard to see,
It's really
yeah.
hard to see.
I see.
But particularly this one, actually a lot of the fine tools are photo etched brass, and so they'll be inside this packet
Be
here.
inside, yeah.
So they're in a protection cardboard. The toolbox is amazing. When you get it all folded out and you fill it all up, it looks like a real toolbox.
Spanner here.
Yep.
See if you can actually see. There's a couple of spanners here.
Yep.
Otherwise, everything else is really hard to see. But once you build this video suggesting it look really good. That's your toolbox here. So you can see.
Yep.
Here we go. It do look really good.
So it's a sort of little
Oh, here we
manual.
go.
On you got the anvil and the saw. So the saw are actually saw blades are photo etched, so super fine, and they've got the teeth on them.
Yep.
So I've got a set of these, and these will be appearing in some of my dioramas throughout the future
as you go along.
Yeah. So there's plenty in there. You can use them for all sorts of dioramas.
When you buy a kit like this, it will last you forever, really, as you can use
right.
bits and pieces in each diorama you do.
Yeah.
So it's a really good set to have.
Yeah. So Mini are coming up some really interesting accessories. They've got some good tank kits coming out as well. So there's something we look forward to getting in the near future. The other one is also a Mini Art kit. Actually, pigeons.
That's a very interesting one. I remember when we received these a few weeks back. It was a very unusual kit to receive, but as you go through, there is a lot of merit to this, actually.
Well, that's right. You can imagine, I mean, even around here, you get whole bunches of pigeons just hanging around the place, and just adding these into a diorama adds so much more life.
It's just a lot more depth, really.
Yes.
So
again, there's not a lot to see, but quick open up.
Let's see if we jump inside here again.
Probably be able to see these a bit better. I mean, there's not a lot to them. Pretty much just a feet. Most of the other details are all molded in one piece. And there's enough different kinds.
So, open wing here.
So there's 3 kinds of, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There's actually 12 different poses. So it can look very, very natural. And then you paint them up in different colors and everyone becomes an individual.
Absolutely. And to do those, you need some proper magnifying lenses.
You do.
You cannot paint this on unless you have a proper magnifying type.
Well, that's right. Unless you got super vision.
Absolutely.
Most of us don't. So I've got this Mag Visor here.
That's your favorite.
It is my favorite.
Since we received this one probably a year ago,
yep.
DJ has been wearing this at least once a day.
That's right. Now, every time I paint, I'm wearing one of these. So it comes with a whole bunch of lenses. So this is one of the great things. There's 5 different lenses that are included. So there's a 1 time, which probably is meant to mean 2 times, because 1 time would be like no lens.
Yep.
So you got 1 time, 1.5, 2, 2.5, I think, and 3.5.
3.5. Yeah.
So just to give you an idea. So the lenses come out like this. They're a really nice optical plastic, and they just clip into the framework like so. Now this one got fitted with the rubber band type thing, but it also comes with standard ears as well if you want to make it into glasses type. The other thing I really like about this is when you strap it on, okay, you got all your adjustability here, so you can actually just flip this up, make it out of the way, and just flip back down when you're doing work. Whoops, do like this. Got a really bright LED light,
if you need to,
which actually lights up stuff. Very easy to see, and it's a cool light too. So it's not a warm light. So when you're painting, it gives you a really natural color. Yeah, and so you can actually adjust the direction, like how far the lens is from your eyes.
Oh, wow.
So you can see that, how close it is there. And then it can click out.
And you put it
slowly as well, where you want it. And you can also angle it in various positions.
That light is really bright, actually.
Is it? Is it blinding?
You're blinding me.
Even over here.
Yeah, no, that's good. And the other great thing about the LEDs is not only are they bright, they use AAA batteries. Some of these other ones, they use the button batteries.
Button batteries, which is always hard to find.
They don't really work that well. So it just goes into this little panel just behind here. So that's just the
very convenient
cover that goes over your forehead. Just goes in. And then it's got the rubber nose mount, which you just stretch out to match whatever shape nose you have. So I don't have much of a bridge there, so I need to tighten it up a bit. But you can always spread them out. So this one's here. So this is a Jprc Mag Visor, which is really handy. So it's really good. This is one of the only ones that I've been able to wear for hours on end.
Yeah, definitely.
Because most of the other ones I have to pull off.
Have a rest.
But these ones you can just lift up, do all your stuff.
They're definitely comfortable.
Yes. Yeah, for sure. It just comes down again.
So we just done a review video on those one this week, and it should be live very soon. So you'll have a proper video on YouTube.
Yeah.
We discuss how to use them, what to do with them, and the benefits. So must have if you're doing modeling. Got a couple of questions here actually meanwhile.
Yes.
So Jazz is asking what kind of kit we will recommend to a beginner wanting to build a Soviet Cold War diorama.
Soviet Cold War diorama. Oh, I mean, that's pretty open scope, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because Cold War lasted quite a few decades. So if you're beginning, you probably just want to get something not too difficult. I think the Tamiya kits will probably be a good choice.
Starting point,
Yeah, if you want some tanks, T-34s, Things like that, T34s, T60s, T72s. If you want something a bit more complicated, you get the mini art type ones.
Yeah,
they got
34 mini art.
Yeah, a lot of bits and pieces in those.
Definitely.
And then figurines, of course, again, you can get dragon figures.
Yes,
or mini art have quite a lot of figures. Not a lot in Cold War. Most of them are World War II.
Definitely.
But Trumpeter's got some figures as well. So I think if you're going for vehicles, start with Tamiya. You can't go
definitely.
wrong. And then you can work with the other brands as well.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And here we have another question. So asking about... So he's asking about the model kit's been spruce being fully wrapped up in plastic, and he's suggesting it is maybe a new kit. So definitely that's a new kit. But Mini Art has always been wrapping their kits with clear plastic.
Yes,
it's a thing they've been doing for I don't know if it's the past 4 or 5 years that I can remember.
Yeah,
maybe even longer. So
yeah,
so it's definitely characteristic of them.
Yeah,
not sure what used to be done before, but definitely always very compact and wrapped up, which is very good for transportation because they don't rattle too much.
Yes, that's
and
right.
Therefore, they don't break parts off. Really.
Yeah, because they're all supporting each other.
Definitely.
Yeah,
absolutely. So very good.
Also, Nick Yule from Facebook also said, "Very nice glasses. How much are they?" So I sent through a link. But...
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can't remember how much they are, but they're well worth it.
Definitely.
Yeah, best ones I've tried so far.
The quality of the lens is also very, very good.
Yes.
So we selected something quite fine. Sometimes they can be a bit plasticky and they can almost be, they get a bit sore after you look through for a long period of time. So this should be quite nice actually.
Yeah, so it's got clarity all the way through. So it's got a slight fisheye effect, but it's clear.
Yeah.
Unlike if it goes all fuzzy, you start getting bit of fatigue.
Fatigue, yeah, absolutely. So very good. All right. So it's getting a bit late today. The next topic is a bit longer, talking about RC car maintenance.
Ah, yes.
Shall we get on to that?
Yeah, let's do it.
So
we're going to do a bit of live work on which car you got there? Oh,
my favorite.
Your Mad Van.
Mad Van is back.
Mad Van has been all around the world. So he's here to get a little bit of work done.
Let's get some tools.
Let's get to get freshened up a bit.
Do we get the mat? We get a mat?
Oh, we'll get the mat.
Professional. So
yeah. Okay. So we've got a pit mat.
Okay. So why are we talking about this? Well,
I mean, cars are fun to drive, right? But sometimes they need a bit of work to get them running at their best.
Absolutely. If you play with this and you don't maintain it, the fun goes away after a little bit. So sometimes some minimal maintenance does improve your experience by a lot.
Yeah.
And it doesn't need much really.
No, it doesn't need a lot of time and doesn't need a lot of maintenance. It's not that difficult.
This car's been with me for a while, and having a discussion with a customer last week, and I realized that this car's got like a really shiny wheel, and it's shiny because the shocks have been leaking.
Ah, yes.
After lots of tumble and lots of traveling around, the shocks have been leaking. So obviously this can cause lots of things. The car won't handle too well, and eventually you crash it and you break it.
Yes.
So it's actually not very difficult to do this kind of maintenance. You need a couple of tools.
Yep. So just take off the body.
Take off the body.
Get access to it all.
And so once you have a car without the body, then you can start inspecting it. And as you can see,
you can really see there now.
You can definitely see that it's shiny.
It's really dark, yeah.
You can see there's lots of oil all around here. Let's get back to this one. Okay, let's hang out a little bit so everyone can see. There we go. So as you can see, there's lots of oil and dirt, and you can see that also the shock retainer popped off. So definitely we had some kind of a crash in here.
Yep. Oh, you're just going to move your car down a bit.
Sorry.
That's it.
I was looking at the car, not the camera. And so what you need to do is to remove the shock and refill it.
Yeah.
And as you do that, you should probably give it a good clean to everything, really.
Yep.
So what tools do we need to do this?
So I guess the first thing to do would be you take the shock off. So with the shock, it'll be held on the top of the shock and at the bottom. So different cars can vary. So these particular ones actually screwed together. Some of them are ball jointed, so they just snap off. But this one's all screwed on. So we'll need, this one's got hex.
So you need a
hex screw, so a 2 mil.
2 millimeter.
Yep. So I've got a 2 millimeter hex there.
So let's stay on this camera here.
Yep. How's the angle? Is it right?
Yeah, should be good.
Yep. Okay.
So you remove the shock like so. So don't be afraid to do this. You're not going to break anything. Just take a picture, perhaps, if you're unsure.
Yep.
So you remove the screw, put them aside.
Yeah, it's a good idea to take pictures, and then Try to remember where all the screws went, because occasionally the top screw may be a different length to the bottom screw.
That's right. That's a very good suggestion. I'm really good at putting the wrong screw in the wrong.
Oh, you got a different size.
The top is 2.5.
Right.
So we're using a toolkit from 9 steps here, and there's a bit of a range of tools that you need for most that you should be able to cover most repairs. So that's how you remove your shock like this.
Okay, so the shock's off.
Shock's off.
Yep.
So as you can see, really oily. We don't have any paper here.
Yep. I'll go get you some paper.
Get some paper.
So we're just taking the spring off. So that's just the spring retainer.
So let's wait for some paper. So here you have some spacers which are normally used to adjust the ride height. So we remove those for a moment as well. But BJ come back with paper. Here we go.
I have a question for you guys regarding the screws.
Yes.
Would it be a good idea, like with computer building, same idea, to manage where your screws are taken out of? So if you've got a laptop at the top, you take them out on the
Definitely.
right.
Yeah, if you can keep them in the basic area. I mean, sometimes when I pick up a shock, I even leave the screws within the top of the shock, just so I know which one goes where. And then I'll just remember that top ones are placed at the top of my mat, and lower ones are at the lower end of the mat. So you go step by step. You won't need to always refer to the instructions.
So in this case, it's completely empty. You can see there's absolutely nothing
Yeah,
here.
you can't feel anything, can you?
So when we talk about shocks, there's lots of different type of shocks.
There are, yeah.
In this case, it's a very basic shock. So that doesn't need much work.
Yeah, so some of them have a slightly different design. So the main differences are the way the top works. So some of them have a rubber diaphragm in them. Some don't. And some that don't have the diaphragm, they also have a bleed screw, which allows the excess oil out. Now, this one is a more common sort of diaphragm type.
Yep.
So you might be able to just see that little diaphragm coming off now. So they're probably the easiest shocks to rebuild.
Yeah.
Because basically when you're putting the oil in, you make sure that so you get all the excess oil out. So clean it all up so you make sure it's all fresh going in.
So you can probably spray some contact cleaner. There's other thing you can use, but making sure that it's as clean as you can.
Yes.
Normally, after you use the car for a little bit, the oil may come out a bit brown.
Yes.
Or a bit grayish, not as clear as when it's new.
Yep.
So you know that definitely that oil has done a lot of work.
Yep. Well, yours is pretty clean.
This is quite clean, actually.
Yeah.
Definitely clean.
It's
It just
clear.
slipped out, really. It's probably a bit of a crush and it leaked out, really. So at this point, let me get my suspension holder here and some oil.
Yep.
So we can put this one here like this.
Yep. So the holders are pretty handy. So it keeps your hands free. I mean, if you don't have one of these, you can always hold it with one hand. You just got to really balance the oil with the other one.
So something we should talk about. Actually, let me grab a couple of different bottles I took before. Oils come with different weight.
Yes. So the different weights means different thickness or viscosity.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the higher the number, the thicker the oil is going to be. Now, in general, for an off-road car, you'd probably be looking at about 30 or 40 weight. Is
30,
it
40
a
weight
general?
is a general indication.
Yeah.
Definitely. So I have some 40 weight oil here.
Yep.
And we're going to quickly pour it into this shock. So there's different techniques here.
So just giving it a light squeeze, so a little stream going in.
So you fill it to almost the top. What you do at this point, you slowly put your piston up and down.
Yep.
And you should be able to see a little bubble or few bubbles coming up.
Yeah.
And generally speaking, you want the air to actually escape. So you don't have trapped air in the shock.
Yep.
Specifically, if you have a diaphragm, it should be free of air.
Yep. So when you're pouring it in, because there'll be no oil underneath the piston, so that's where the trapped oil needs to escape. Because if you don't get rid of all the air will mix into the oil and basically make it really thin and inconsistent.
That's right. So
so there you've just topped it up a little bit after all the air's
top it up a little bit.
through.
So generally speaking, at this point, you leave it here for a little bit. So you let all the bubbles come up. So they tend to the air release goes out. And at this point, we can reassemble everything. Put the diaphragm back in. Now, at this point, it's normal to have a little bit of spillage.
So a bit of spillage is good. So with the diaphragm, it's good to put it in sort of sideways and you bleed the oil through the side. So that way, you know, it's only oil coming out and there's no air going back inside. Okay, so Diaphragm's back on, a little bit of oil out the side so we know it's fully filled. And then the cap goes back on the top.
Okay, so
and then you just tighten it up until it's finger tight.
pretty much.
Yeah.
So at this point, the shocks is finished, is built.
Yeah.
There's quite a few, if you're into racing and performance, there's quite a few other aspects of this rebuild that you can look at, including what's so-called rebound.
Yes.
Okay.
So rebound is how much the shaft comes back out after it's been pressed all the way in.
That's correct.
Yeah.
So in this case, you can see
It's
it's
a little
about
bit.
half rebound, roughly. Now, in racing, this is a very important aspect, and you tend to actually measure it.
Yeah.
However, in my experience, it's very hard to keep it consistent.
Yes.
So unless you tend to rebuild the shocks all the time,
Yeah.
this is very, very difficult to keep it nice and consistent. So when I play with my cars, normally I tend to keep them at 0 rebounds.
Yes.
Because that's definitely consistent.
Yes.
It's always 0. So normally if you use this shock for a little bit, it would eventually slowly go down to 0 rebound.
Yes.
So to have a consistent build it like that, and would be probably easier.
Yep.
In my experience, rebuilding shocks, it actually makes the car handle a lot better.
It does. Yep.
So it's not a difficult exercise, as you can see. It doesn't take too long.
No.
But if you refresh the shock oil in your car, you will find immediately a much better performance, actually.
Yeah. Feels a lot smoother.
A lot smoother, a lot more controllable,
a
lot more predictable, actually.
Yes.
And so, got to this point, you can put everything back together, really.
Yeah.
Put your
There's a shock collar.
collar here.
Yeah. So I guess one thing I should mention is when you're moving the shaft up and down when the air bubbles, it's really important that you do it really slowly because
Yes.
no one told me to do that. And when I was a kid, naturally you look down the center of the shaft, what it's doing, and you pull it up really quick, and you get an eye full of oil. Which isn't really that fun because it's when you're a little kid, you think you've been attacked and you run away screaming and crying, and don't want to see anyone else, experiencing that.
Definitely.
So let's do it gently. It'll work much better. You won't get any oil in your eye.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So, and this is how you rebuild a shock in literally 3 minutes.
Yeah, really quick.
Definitely. So, and at this point, you can put it back on your car. In this case, we're definitely going to give it a good clean.
Yep.
There's lots of oil everywhere, but this is a quick tutorial to demonstrate that it's a really easy process to do.
Yes.
And then maintaining your car is a important aspect of the hobby.
Yes.
And it's not very difficult either.
No.
As you can see, take your time, and you should be able to get your car up and running really quickly.
Yeah. Make a huge difference.
If you're going to the velodrome, before going to the velodrome, rebuild your shocks.
Yes.
Because you want to have the 4 shocks equal, and otherwise you start having a car pulling different directions and not being consistent.
Yeah.
So, and most importantly, when you rebuild the shock, you should rebuild at least the front end or the rear end.
Yes, make sure it's matched.
All the same,
and
you put the same oil at the front and the same oil at the back.
That's correct.
Oh, actually, in pairs, obviously.
In pairs,
so often you tend to run different oil consistency and the front and the back. Sometimes can be a bit stiffer at the front.
Yeah,
depends from the setup. They run really.
Yeah,
but
so basically, the different weights of the oil control how quickly the shocks react.
Definitely.
So the heavier the oil, the slower reacting it is.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So very good. Let's see if there's any questions here. Thank you, Tony. Tony has put a tutorial. You're welcome. And see what else is here. Jump on Facebook if there's any comments there. No, looks like we cover everything.
No takers for the color of the McLaren.
Actually, true. We haven't settled on the color actually.
No.
Not yet. Actually, I forgot to mention about this tool. Actually, this
That's
is
the
an Aeromax
multi-tool.
Multi-tool. This is one of the most versatile tools that you have on your toolbox.
Yeah.
You can do so many things with this that you don't know until you have it. But generally speaking, you probably saw me before clamping on the shock body to remove the shock cap. So you do things like this, hold your shock body like this.
Yeah. Because the great thing is it's got the curved jaws. Because if you try to do that with a regular pliers, it would just slip out.
Definitely. But more importantly, when you're trying to do your ball ends like this, you hold it like that without scratching or damaging the shaft, and you can undo your ball ends.
Yes.
Really important. And finally, you have this little pin here that is to remove the ball ends.
I just squeeze it and then push
it
through.
and push it out.
Yeah.
It's probably easier to spin aside here.
When you first see one of these tools, it looks like a crab or a lobster cracker.
So as you can see, this one here, like this. Oh, we're stuck, guys. Here we go.
Yeah.
So this little one here, this little pin here, is designed to pop this little ball out, and off you go, and it's out.
No effort at all.
No effort at all. And then you can pop it back in. And it was shown before. You can hold your shaft like this.
Yep.
And undo your ball ends.
Yeah, you don't want the shafts scratched, otherwise they start tearing the O-rings.
And exactly. And here is to hold your shock body as you undo your top. So very useful tool. Is an investment that will be with you for a very long time and will save a lot of damage shocks and other parts, because you can use this for quite a few different things. So and this tool is from Armax.
It's good stuff.
Very good. All right. Now we can have oily fingers.
Oily fingers, yep.
We are almost at the end of today. And we have some guesses actually on the color.
Yep.
So you have aqua blue, sky blue.
And
Do we have any other?
on Facebook, someone says electric blue.
Electric blue. Do
Oh.
we actually know the actual name, Matt? No, we don't know the name. We should actually check it. I think it's a.
They're all good colors.
But it's definitely matte. It's probably really hard to see from the camera. We'll probably show it on the side camera actually. Let's bring
It's not your normal finish either.
It's not a normal finish. It's actually really nice. So let's put a few things away here.
Take this over here.
Okay, so put it all in front here. Here we go.
Yeah.
There we go. Obviously, with the camera, the color may come slightly different, but this is a matte finish.
Yeah.
Which is
So you
super
see
nice.
how you got the reflections coming off the roof
From
and the
roof,
windows.
the window,
No reflections coming off the bodywork because it's
definitely
dead flat.
very, very matte. Very hard to make matte finishes in this kind of models,
Yes.
and this I have to say is rather consistent.
Yep.
So all the bumpers and all that.
Yep.
Is matte finish. Yeah. So I would call it baby blue.
Baby blue.
Baby blue.
Baby blue.
We may start on a baby blue.
I've never seen a baby this blue before, but it looks pretty good.
So, so this is a well, Tony suggests it's an interesting finish from McLaren. It definitely is. It's got yellow brake calipers, yellow interior finishing.
Yeah, you can see just the interior.
It's got all the trimming in yellow. As usual, you got carbon inserts at the back end here, and then air venting for the engine.
Just
some more carbon in here.
Some of the yellow on the inside there.
Yeah, just on top here. So all the seats.
Yeah.
As usual, these are our favorite resin models in 1/18 scale. Very, very collectible. So, and this is the McLaren 720S in what we decide to call it
baby blue.
Baby blue.
Matte baby blue.
Matte baby blue. Very good. All right. So I think we are almost at the end again today.
Yeah, I think so. I think we've gone through everything, haven't we?
I think we have.
Oh, we've got the puzzles back.
The puzzles. Yes. There we go.
So these are the Melbourne Map Puzzles. So we haven't had these in a long time because
We haven't.
they were so popular. And so they finally got a new production run. And these are back in
Definitely.
force with also the perpetual calendar.
Definitely.
So perpetual calendar, if you don't know, it's a calendar with no numbers on it. So you can just write in the numbers for each year, just keep using it forever and ever.
And this is the Melbourne map. This is a very nice puzzle. It's actually going to be a really
it
long
is.
project because it's really detailed. There's lots of small
So
bits.
We're just here. So we're sort of
That's
in the
it.
center around there, just near the where Flinders Street Station is. Yeah, there's Albert Park. So if you don't know, Albert Park F1 is being deferred until November this year.
November this year, yeah.
Yep.
But we'll be still happening at Albert Park there.
That's right. So we're going to be
your
going
racetrack
around
there.
here. And then the Australian Open Tennis is just over here.
And it's about to start.
That's right. So
Oh,
the
yeah,
players
no,
have already started coming, and they're in quarantine for 2 weeks before they start up. So they'll be all go there. I'm putting in the right place.
I think you are.
No, that's the MCG. So the tennis center's over here.
Just beside you.
Yeah. So nice.
Very good. So let's see if there is any question. We give it the usual 60 seconds.
Yes.
60 seconds for 60 questions.
Yep. Any question?
And then we'll move towards the weekend.
Yeah.
So let's see if anyone has got any plans for the weekend. So Roger, meanwhile, suggesting this is a nutcracker.
A nutcracker. Oh, cracking nuts. That'll be painful.
Absolutely. So very good. All right, everyone. So sorry for the start was a bit problematic, but
Yeah.
somewhat we managed to get live on Facebook and YouTube.
That's right. It was quite of interest.
So now we've got plan A, B, C, and D
Yep.
in place. So next time if this happens, we'll be 3 minutes faster.
Yes.
And we'll be live a lot faster. So we have plans for everything. But actually, next week there'll be a live on Friday.
Yes. And
But it
then
will also be a live on Saturday at the Velodrome.
Yep.
So
So we're not too sure how we're going to do it on Saturday yet, but
not yet.
keep an eye on it. And
Definitely.
we'll probably have multiples coming up throughout the day because it's going to be a big day. at the
Definitely. So
Velodrome.
we're not going to leave it live for probably 12 hours, but we'll definitely do an intro at the beginning. We'll
Yes.
probably get a few cars and talk to a few of you that are going to run the cars, and perhaps we do a before and after.
Before and after.
And
that's
so
a
it could
must.
be a stream in the morning and a stream in the afternoon, and
Yes.
see how the car looks like after they've hit the maximum speed
That's right.
or the wall.
Yes.
Very
through
good.
the fence. I've seen them go through the fence before.
Right.
The other way that happens is multiple pieces, but most of them survive.
Very good.
So yeah, don't be scared of that. Please bring your car. Have a run around. It's not that difficult to drive, really. It's really, really a rush to
Definitely.
see your car going at maximum noise.
And yeah, bring any car. It doesn't have to be anything special. You'll have a run. You'll have opportunity of running on a kind of protected environment.
Yeah,
so
that's
it'll be
right.
safe to do.
Yes.
To trying to reach maximum speed
Yep.
without injuring anyone or crashing onto cars or whatsoever. So definitely an opportunity to try that, and obviously to meet other people that play with the same things.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you'll meet some interesting people for
Definitely.
sure.
So very good. So see you next Friday and Saturday on this channel.
That's right.
Thank you for coming and enjoy the weekend.
See you
See
later.
you next
guys.
time. Bye bye.
Bye.